Yes. You had to run by the phone. You had to teach a class or something.
Well, there are the beeps. It is 6 p.m. We'll open the meeting and we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone can stand. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you all. And we would need to approve the two agendas. One, oops, excuse me, just the agenda. I'm sorry, I was looking at the minutes there. We had an opportunity to look at the agenda.
Yeah.
There's a change, though, the items 9C, well, basically 9B through G is not going to be discussed tonight.
Right, there will be no real legal updates aside from what we might know just in passing. Sam will not be present, so it will shorten the meeting up some, but we're going to be having meetings in the not too distant future that we'll be able to get caught up on those.
And what is that address in 9?
Oh, the vacation of the alley,
Okay.
the different
Yep.
ordinances that we were talking about, policy manual, etc. Almost anything that's going to require any legal input will just, basically, it just will not happen now, and it will happen the next meeting that we have.
Bless you.
Seeing those changes, does everybody have an opportunity to look at it? And I would need a motion to approve that agenda.
I'll make the motion to approve the agenda with the changes of deleting items 9B through 9G.
I'll second it.
Motion was made and seconded to approve the agenda without items 9B through G. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 5 yes. 1 absent. And now we'll move on to approving the minutes of the June 7th and the June 21st meetings. Any changes or anything that you could see that needed to be changed? Otherwise, I would need a motion to approve those minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for June 7th and June 21st.
I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of June 7th and June 21st, 2021 meetings. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 5 yes. Move on to number 5, public input.
I have some public input, please. I only made 2 copies. One side got and the other some FOIAs in 2016 regarding some FOIA I had asked for. And it was, excuse me, originally denied due to private information. And it was determined it was not. And I had presented another FOIA in 2021, and that's in those same copies that I was asking for specific water information. And what I was looking for was whether or not water was hooked up, who's getting charged, who isn't, and it was a specific group. And so far I have not received that. The other thing is, in that group of documents that you got, there's a map, and there's a prodigious amount of weeds on that east property line of Alcota. And it's where one culvert is running in to another and underneath the road. And they had laid stone or rocks or whatever, that's all full of weeds, and that really should be taken care of. And I'm not sure, because of the location, I'm not sure that that is Alcota's problem. I think that's the city's problem. And I do want some information on when the, I just can't think of their name, the co-op was annexed in and stuff. There was a moratorium on taxes. I'm thinking it was for 4 years, and if I remember accurately, that moratorium should be off. And are we collecting taxes, property taxes for those green bins and et cetera? Because those are now within the city limits. And the street, the Iowa street, that should probably be on a list to build the street. And that's the street that runs on the west side of the fairgrounds. Because that is now a city street. And so I'm looking for an answer on the moratorium on taxes. Does anybody know?
It's 5 years.
It's 5 years? Okay. And so,
Elk Point takes care of that.
okay. So do we know if the time limit's up? I can't remember when they first,
The bins there was 3 bins put up, each at a different year. So the first bin would be up next year, 2021 tax.
okay. So the other part of the property should still be, or was it the whole property?
The whole property was annexed into the top of the riverbed.
Oh,
The creek runs through
yeah.
on the north side.
Oh, okay, to that creek, okay.
Correct.
That, okay. The other question I have with relationship to that, I noticed, and I'm kind of wondering about it, there's hose snaked out in the fairground parking lot. And I see that that is being fed by the reddish building of the co-op with a garden hose. My problem is are we, in situations like that, I'm assuming that they're paying for their water. My concern is there may come a time when we have to watch our water consumption. It's expensive water. It's not like we used to be coming out of wells. And so we should be concerned and look to the future on how we're going to control costs that we don't recoup from. We don't get any money recouping from that. And I have a problem. It doesn't appear that that parking lot has been seeded down, and even if it has, 2 weeks before fair, that it's kind of a waste of money to do that before you're going to have a whole bunch of people and cars tromping over the top of it. So, but that was my concern. Like I said, the water that we get from Southeast Lincoln is, make sure I get the right one, is more spendy than when we take out of our wells, and there could get to a point, they've added customers on, and we could conceivably get to a point where there could be, if it stays hot and stuff, a water rationing. And we want to be, as a city, we want to be aware of what can happen and take a look that if down the road, if that happens, we want to prepare for it.
At this point, FCS is paying for that water, because that is their project to reseed and get grass growing prior to the fair.
Okay, I know they have been fined, and the thing is that to do it at this particular time kind of seems, if it's coming out of the fine, like I said, that I'm curious about it, but I'll take my questions to the county then. Thank you very much.
Is there any other public input?
I have had 4 or 5, I had another one today, on the weeds in neck of the woods on the east side
Okay,
about properties. So I looked up. the
so private
ordinance.
properties you're
Yep,
talking about.
I looked
Yeah.
up the ordinance, and it does say that if it's over 8 inches, the weed,
The city could take action.
yeah.
Cut them down and then, of course,
Right.
assess. Yeah.
So I did notice, I drove around again last night, and 3 of them that were complained about have mowed. I mean, there's still a weed problem, but they have mowed. And I know it's been dry and the conditions have been kind of, but I don't know.
Yeah. Well, weeds are a
So-
problem everywhere right now.
Yeah.
It's sad.
They seem to grow whether they're dry or not.
Yeah, that's true, they
That's
just
true.
sprout, it seems like they really sprouted this last.
Yeah, like it.
So,
But
and they are not all on one, it's not all on one, and there's about 4 different places.
Some of them you can mow right over and you just stand right back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I don't think people realize that it is an ordinance.
I think it would be a good idea to revisit just a little blurb that just basically says, note, no public awareness, note.
It is published in the paper for 2 weeks in May each year.
I wonder if we could maybe just revisit it now, just because of how dry it is. And a lot of people don't necessarily mow the entire lawn, but where you do have a large congregation of taller weeds, I think it would be a good idea to at least try to knock them down.
Because some of them, I noticed, they're thistles, there's no doubt
Absolutely.
about it.
Yeah,
So,
I've got the same problem. It'll
Yeah,
get
they're
away,
just-
it'll
yeah.
get away, and all of a sudden I'm like, where did those come from? They weren't there 2 days ago. Well,
right,
they probably were, but they were not.
yeah, they just
So,
appear
Yeah.
overnight.
I do have it on the website as well, about the weeds.
That's good. Well, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of discussion about what's in
One
the
of
public
the
input.
citizens was very upset, and they said it's looks very bad on Elsester, the way some of our lawns
Oh,
look,
yes.
with the weeds. And I just said, I know, we'll talk about it, but they're upset.
Anything else right now, or you have? Anybody else have any public input? Okay, if not, we'll move on to item number 6, community center bond, resolution review.
The AMCO people and working with the bond council could not get the bond prepared for tonight. And I'm asking if we could have a special meeting on the either Monday or Tuesday of next week. That's why I put 26 or 27, for the discussion of the bond.
So in essence, what we're doing is we're looking for a motion to schedule that special city council meeting either next Monday or Tuesday.
And that is for the bond for the community center?
Correct.
Correct.
That's the 150 colon?
That's 500,000 is the
Oh,
city's
500,000.
contribution.
The entire bond.
And part of that pays out the existing golf course bond that was taken out in 11. There's about 50,000 left of that. And then the remainder is the city's contribution to have the building.
But the special meeting will be just discuss that.
Correct.
Well, for right now, that's the only thing that would be on the
Yeah,
agenda.
but that discuss
Yep.
it further. Okay.
Yep.
So bond council will attend that meeting. They will come down, they will present all the details of the bond.
So it should be very short. That's the most important thing. But we do need a motion to set that. I don't know whether anybody's got any preference about Monday or Tuesday, 26th or 27th.
I prefer Monday.
So do I. I think having a Monday is a good idea, but
I guess I was wondering when I couldn't make it last week, is there some kind of way, I know there's a way, don't the city have a bunch of iPads now?
oh yeah,
That we can use a platform like Zoom or some of those to have a meeting, because I'm gonna have a lot of meetings. I just came home, especially with this, I was in Missouri, And I'll be gone again on that, but I can always attend the meeting via that way.
And we've even done it on cell phones. And we've had people that,
But if you could use the iPads and all the members can see and hear it more better, you can, that's one cell phone laying out there.
yeah, that's true.
Are they
Certainly.
set up that way yet?
What's that?
Are-
We, what I would probably do is a team meeting, like we have been doing with the police reviews.
And then to address that further, you know, none of us don't have a real good handle on how to set that up. I think somebody like, maybe Kathy Johansson or something, she does IT for the schools up in.
Oh,
I
we
mean, I think
do,
it's something.
we do it all the time right now.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
What I would do is, if you couldn't be here physically, then I would send an email to you
invite,
with
yeah,
the link,
yeah.
and then you would just click it.
Yeah,
at
we use it
the
all the time,
appropriate
for what I do too, so.
Sure.
Can you put Teams on an Android tablet though? That's a Microsoft app. And Microsoft and Android don't play well together.
You don't have to download the app to attend the meeting.
Well, you just do it with the browser.
Mhm.
But I just didn't know if it would run on Android or not.
We can experiment with it. We can see how it behaves on a interview, or, you know, set up just a meeting and see how it behaves. But that's a good idea.
We could probably avoid a situation like the last meeting though.
Everybody does
Yes.
have, one of these.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, that's the reason we got them, was so that we could do this.
It's really for
Anyway.
COVID-19.
Mhm, and we haven't
They were
done
actually
anything
free
with
of
them.
charge to the city, so.
So I think that's a good idea. So we're gonna
Yeah,
go
it's-
with Monday then?
I think
Okay.
that makes sense.
At 6.
We would need a motion and second.
I'll make a motion to schedule a special city council meeting for July 26th at 6 o'clock about the community center fund.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to schedule a special city council meeting regarding the resolution review of the community center bond, July 26th, 6 PM, right here in this building, in this room, as a matter of fact. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, meeting next Monday. And then we're going to reschedule a public hearing. And we would need to have a motion to schedule that public hearing. And I was just at a Chamber of Commerce meeting the other day, and one of the things that we talked about there was the possibility of putting something in the paper. And I don't know whether I can just contact Gordon and say, here's just a little blurb, but I think we need more public at public hearings. The last public hearing we had was not, actually the last few were not attended either by anybody that was a member of the city of Alcester, or one person was there, you know, I mean,
I think probably part of the problem in this day and age, we're gonna have to reach out in different ways besides the paper. And now does the city of Elsa have a Facebook account or something?
Oh, yeah.
Because so
and
many.
it's on
It's on
Facebook,
there.
it's
Okay.
already
It's
on
on there,
all those,
Okay,
but.
so we're not getting response to
But
that
that,
either. Okay.
and that's what the Chamber of Commerce said. Facebook's great for some of us, but not everybody reads that.
That's
Right, right,
So the
right. You have to
paper,
have several.
yep,
And you'll put it on the sign out here,
Right.
correct?
More so when the school gets back functioning.
We can't put it on now then.
Well, I could try.
I think that would be a good idea.
that's what they mentioned too, was that
We
sign.
contributed, so we could do that.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it should be everywhere,
In this day and age,
that
it's so
people
hard to
can
reach
see.
people because they're not, it's like the paper used to be everything.
I mean,
Yes.
it already is hanging in the post office, the store, the bank. I mean, it's hanging in all these public places, so I mean, we're doing our best, and it's hanging here, of course, but if people don't see it, they don't see it, so,
Mr. Mayor, may I speak?
yeah.
There is a way, the public, if you guys give the public a way to take part via their computers at a specific time for the public hearing, maybe somebody should check that out. But I know that the public can go to a place where they can take part in a public hearing during an open meeting. If for whatever reason,
I guess that's not impossible, but
That-
right
that
now
that
I'd
was
like to
closed.
see some people sitting in.
Yes,
galleries.
yes, I understand that.
If they're
This
already
is
going,
a
if
public
they're,
hearing, and they
if
should
they're already
be.
going to a public place, so why would they just
Why
come to
wouldn't they
me?
just come here, right?
Exactly. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it shows that either they're not caring enough to
Right.
come, or they don't hear it. And somehow or other, we gotta get that information out to them. And it wouldn't even matter if we were doing a Zoom thing. They wouldn't
I
know
think
about
that-
that,
I agree.
because they wouldn't see the advertisement for it. So we need better communication, so. Anyway, we do need to reschedule that, and you can see the date. I would need a motion and a second.
I'll make a motion to reschedule the public hearing, the application for sale of alcoholic beverages, Total Stop Food Store Package Off-Sale Liquor License to Monday, August 2nd, 2021 at 6:15 PM.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to reschedule the public hearing. That would be application for sale of alcoholic beverages to Total Stop Food Store as a package off-sale liquor license for Monday, August 2nd, 2021 at 6:15 PM. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yes. Thank you. South Dakota DOT, Union County, Siouxland Interstate Metro Planning Council.
So, this was a notice in the paper, but it's also just kind of a reminder for the council members. I sent that out to you as well. South Dakota DOT had an online program, it was a virtual meeting, to talk about their master transportation plan. And the final day to submit any of your comments is July 21st. So if you had any comments, if you need that website sent to you again, I can send that to you. But if you do have any comments, it's a 20-year plan, their 20-year future plan. So if you have any comments and the effects or how you feel that would impact Alcester, that would be your time to.
Would our only impact be Highway 11 then? Is that what we'll be focusing on?
Yeah.
Primarily, yeah.
Okay.
Well, like we mentioned, there aren't really legal updates aside from what we might be able to discuss regarding the banner agreement.
Sam emailed that to me and it's ready for your signature.
I do know that it is ready. They have come to an agreement between the two parties. I've not actually looked at it all thoroughly, but I know he gave me a marked up copy, and so I'll verify that it looks the same as my marked up copy, and assuming, well, it may not look identical, because, pardon me, some of the marked up information, I believe, was one-sided. It wasn't from both sides. So I guess I'll see what the discrepancies are, and if I've got any questions, I'll let him know, and we'll deal with that. So that's letter A, and I guess that ends number 9. And we can move on to our chief, Austin Sculler, from the police department.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Good. So just not too much other than general calls. Had some bigger cases come up. If you guys have any questions about them, I did have a meeting with the mayor kind of explaining what some of these code description means. Obviously, we've had conversation before how one of these numbers can add up to 2 weeks worth of paperwork, and right now I'm trying to catch up on paperwork and I'm getting more calls, but like I said, if there's any questions, we've, like I said, had some bigger ones, and last week I think was pretty busy with some bigger cases that I'm gonna be catching up on for a while.
Is this the report we have here, Austin's 2-page report that's generated by your police?
Yep.
Okay.
And then I did kick it back to June 1st since I didn't really know when the last one I gave you was, so I wanted to make sure that I covered everything for you guys.
And I guess I had asked a couple questions when he and I visited. I know there was one. Something about, oh, was it non-hazardous moving violation, or, no, I thought there was a, it didn't look like it was an accident, but it was basically an accident.
Oh, yeah, the signal one,
There, that was it.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't even see it, signal one.
signal one non-fatal, that's, we had the signal one and a signal two accident. Signal one is injury accident, and then, signal two is a non-injury accident. So we did have a injury accident in town here.
So you can see how the report doesn't necessarily tell you folks and me what really goes into item 28 or 36 or whatever. I mean, it looks like all others. I mean, all others, what does that mean? Well,
I've tried to build the report a few different ways. It's kind of different than our last program. So I could maybe have like more descriptor, like maybe what charges we've had this, month, something like that. And I haven't quite nailed it down. It just writes over each other and you can't read anything. So
oh, sure.
I've been trying to make a better report for it, but
I'm
haven't
sure
quite
they want
figured
to
it
keep
out.
that description down to a small amount of information, so.
Yep.
I see a popular one, is civil papers, negative contact. Is that when you serve civil
Yeah,
papers
that's-
and then it's a negative
The-
response to, on your end?
Some of these are when deputy would come into town too.
Okay.
So they do most of the civil papers, but we do civil papers. So negative contact is obviously when somebody don't answer a door.
Oh, that's, you don't get it, okay, I got
Yep.
you. Because I see civil papers served, and that's when
Yep.
you actually able to do it then,
Yep.
okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was something negative from the person who was serving or something. They just weren't there.
No, they just weren't there.
But obviously, you're plenty busy, which
Trucking along.
it's unfortunate that you're as busy as you are.
Yeah, if you can't tell from prior months, I'm trying to keep traffic stops down, but the work keeps on pouring in. So
What is a civil standby? Is that something to do with any kind
So-
of weather type of deal or something?
the civil standby is kind of generally when you have two parties that can be family, non-family, and, it can, I just suppose the most recent one I can explain is some family members come over and somebody's trying to move out. The family's not getting along. They would like our presence there to just
You're just gonna keep calming influence?
kind of make sure everybody,
Okay, gotcha.
Works
Stays.
and plays well together.
which we did have quite a few of those this
I see
month, so. Which can last a few hours alone by themselves too, so.
Anybody got any other questions for the chief? Obviously, if you need something, please contact us. I know that the three members of the Public Safety Committee are here, and, I mean, they're a good resource for you. I mean, if you can't get a hold of me, if you can't get a hold of the finance office, or for whatever reason, you see one of them, just let us help in any way we can.
I think I have Brian Johnson on speed dial, might be a number 2 called.
He called to inform me that I had a branch down in my backyard, which I was
Oh.
very well aware of.
Hell, yeah.
Hey,
I heard it, thank you very much.
just making sure I'm keeping them safe.
Anything else for us?
I think that's about it.
Thank you, sir. We'll move on to number 11, department head updates. We've had quite a bit of stuff done on the streets. It certainly has made driving Union much more I don't know, steady. I can pull that trailer down there now and have things in the back
They
and only
don't
2 or 3
bounce out.
things fall out now instead of everything. So,
Did you talk to Lonnie about this street over here in the trailer park?
Yeah, we got an estimate on it,
Okay, all right.
but it won't be this year.
Yeah, well, I knew it wouldn't be, but can we at least, he says it's been, what, how many years, and he was promised it would be done?
We have an estimate, we'll apply it to the budget next year.
Okay. All right, thank you.
none of that area is involved in the wastewater plant. So at least if we did do something there, the thing I'm thinking is, it doesn't get a lot of traffic like some of these streets. So
No, they
doing
just,
something there probably will last quite a long time.
I would think it would, you know, and I don't think it's just straight, I don't think it goes around, does it? I think Jim was
That
just
part of his concern was just that north-south.
north to south,
area.
yes, that's what he mentioned to me.
But I think if we do something, we'll do the whole thing, so that it's.
That would make sense, so,
Maybe something like that double chip ceiling.
yeah, that's it.
He got an estimate on asphalt.
Oh, no. Like I said, the one thing about it, if we did it, and it's not gonna be torn up because we have to do any of the infrastructure underneath it, it should last for
It
quite a
should,
while.
I would think.
So,
Did Lonnie look at that washout up at the school?
He is aware of it.
Oh, okay,
I'm not sure what he's going to do about it, but he is aware of it.
okay.
where's that at, over
Right
This last
east of the
rain made a
school,
big,
east of the school?
on Lincoln.
yeah, kind of down by that, new football.
What used to be the old, yeah,
There's a
okay.
big washout on the side,
Hmm.
kind of like 8 underneath.
Oh, wow.
A lot of water goes down that hill.
Yeah, I bet it does.
Other than that, I can't think of anything. I don't know if anybody's got any input on some of the streets. Obviously, the chip sealing was done, and even that, some of that asphalt was put down, so we're gaining ground there. If we don't have anything else, we'll move on to the cemetery. I do know that there was some concern about weed eating at the cemetery. I guess I haven't been out there lately. Do you have any information, Pat,
I
about?
did not go out there today, so.
It wasn't yet, was it?
It wasn't yesterday?
No.
Okay. So that's something we need to address. It's kind of like just knocking those weeds down in your yard with your lawnmower. Maybe you don't want to mow the entire, yard, but get rid of the tall stuff so it doesn't look quite so unkempt, I guess. I have to contact Parker about that.
Is he the only one that does that out there?
Mm-hmm.
And that is-
Well, he's the only one that is on the payroll specifically to do it. When he doesn't do it, other people have to step up, and that's not necessarily a good thing. It's a good thing that it's done, but it's not a good thing that somebody else has to step up and do it.
No, I was on a crew that took care of one when I lived in Iowa, and it's a couple of day job.
Oh, I know, yeah.
It's just a weedy. It's,
Yeah.
if you go around every single monument,
Mhm.
it takes a long, long
It does
time.
take a long time, yeah.
Well, if I remember right, that employee only had a 35-hour-week job, doesn't he? Why wouldn't it be more than if he wanted to do?
You mean
Well,
Parker? Are you talking about Parker?
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, he could work more than
Right,
35
right,
hours,
right.
yes.
He could or doesn't want to.
That's
Yeah.
both,
He-
probably.
As far as we're concerned, he could.
The
Yes, he
hours
could.
are there for him to work,
Yes, yes. And we're going to talk to him about it.
again.
Mhm.
What about tree replacement? Do we know anything about that?
No, that is on the list.
On the list of things to do as well?
That is correct. Or at least to touch base with DNS Nursery.
Yep. Well, we'll hopefully have more information on that, not this very next meeting, but the next regularly scheduled meeting, so. How about water and wastewater?
The only thing I have on that, and Dale and I need to talk about it a little bit more, is we do have another pump that needs to be replaced. It is a submersible pump. I don't know with this whole COVID crazy if the pump has increased dramatically since the last time we got one. If we do buy another one, this would lessen the amount of equipment needed to purchase when we do the upgrade. So Dale and I probably need to talk about that, and we need to contact Tanya and get another estimate. And then we'll decide, or bring it to you for your blessing on how to move forward. But, yeah, our two options are either buy a new pump or repair the pump that's 18 years old. So I'm not sure.
You might have more luck just replacing it in general.
Yeah.
I deal with pumps on a daily basis at my job. Parts are non-existent right now.
Well, and this pump comes from, I can't remember where we bought if it's Germany.
Your big ones are Germany and Italy.
It's not in the US. And the other one, we waited like 4 months to arrive. But that was before COVID.
Right.
So
I
we
know
haven't gotten an estimate on that.
our
yet.
lead times on our pumps that come out of Italy right now is 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay. And we're not critical. I mean, the sewer plant is operational without this pump functioning. Basically, it's the pump that averts it up to the hill in an overflow situation. So Dale would just have to do it manually if we choose not to get the pump repaired or replaced right now. So, and it's been a dry year, so it hasn't been a real crucial issue.
Sure.
But that is something that is in the future.
Okay. As far as both the next two items, library department and the golf course, Dave normally covers those, but I know that you just had to go to the golf course. Just a minor glitch with the software or with?
I'm gonna resolve that tomorrow.
No.
We're operational, but we'll get it resolved tomorrow.
Okay. How about the library? Is it, I mean, I suppose it's pretty quiet, but still, public portion is still.
Paige is doing a great job up there. She's always purchasing new books, so the inventory is always turning over. She just sent me an email today wanting to do some new DVDs, upgrade some of her DVDs. And she will have a book study on August 4th, I think, with a local author, Christine Buick. So,
Nice. Well, it's a good time to segue into number 12 and talk about library surplus property. You can see you've got this picture that came in your packet. It's got 12 conference chairs and 2 conference tables. And the plan is, if you do decide to give us a motion to do so, would be to declare that all surplus property to allow the American Legion and VFW donation of those items.
So the library bought new tables and chairs with some of their CARES money, and a little bit maybe more suitable to young people.
So we in turn, we're making a motion to donate these to the surplus property to the American Legion, you said?
Correct.
They have a meeting room down
Okay,
here,
okay,
and so that's where it would go.
okay.
Yep, the motion's in two parts, really. You declare it as surplus property and then allow the donation of said property to.
All motion to declare said property as surplus and approve the donation of said property to the American Legion VFW meeting room.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to declare 12 conference chairs, said property, and 2 conference tables, said property, as it no longer fulfills the purpose intended, and approve the donation of that property to the American Legion and VFW meeting room. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Then we will move on to number 13, finance officer updates.
So there are 2 checks that I have not mailed in, just wanted approval prior to sending them. One is the final payment to road guy for $32,991.75, and the other, while the mayor put a new curb and gutter on the east side of Park, we took advantage and put in new curb and gutter on the west side of Park Street. So that was 150 feet of curb and gutter at $45.90.
And those are the 2 checks I have right here. They're both signed and ready to go. They would both need to be approved. One thing I will say about the R&R construction, excuse me. They did give us all a break because they were already there working on that manor, the apartment curb and gutter. Then, yeah, the village apartments, right? Then I asked, well, can I get in on this and get, sure. So then the city said, well, if you're gonna do all that, we may as well do the other side, and because it's gonna end up with a new mat. When they get all done, they've gotta take it back to a good, well-drained mat. So now's the time to do it, and it doesn't get any cheaper than it just was, so, at least not right now it doesn't, so. It was a good plan, I think. We would probably want to do one motion for the road guy initially, and then we could talk about the R&R.
I'll make a motion to approve the payment to the road guy construction for the 2021 chip seal in the amount of $32,991.75.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve payment to the road guy for road guy construction for the 2021 chip seal totaling $32,991.75 from the general fund. Is there any other discussion?
Was that a bid that he had made previously and he came in under his bid?
Two people gave us bids for chip sealing, and we accepted the lower of the 2 bids, and the road guy was the.
Okay.
We do put it out to bid. The thing that we don't know is usually how much square
Exactly the number.
yardage
Right.
is going to happen.
So I thought I saw something once at 29,000 was a figure.
Could have been,
Okay.
I can't remember right off the top of my head. I know it's down in minutes. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, that's letter A. Letter B deals with this other check. Whoops.
Who made the motion for the A?
Darla made it and Brian seconded
Okay,
it.
gotcha.
And this is the check for R&R construction for the curb and gutter. And that number that's on the agenda is exactly the same number I see on the check.
I'll make that motion to approve payment to R&R for the curb and gutter replacement at $45.90.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the payment to R&R Construction for the Park Street curb and gutter replacement totaling $4,590 from the general fund. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Kelly Johnson, WSI lifeguard, and Delaney Scott, lifeguard, not WSI certified. We would need a motion to hire those two individuals.
Okay. I motion to hire Kelly Johnson, WSI guard at $10.50, and Delaney Scott lifeguard, not WSI, at $9.75.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to hire Kelly Johnson as a WSI lifeguard at $10.50 an hour, and Delaney Scott as a lifeguard without certification at $9.75 an hour.
She does have certification, she's just not WSI.
Okay, sorry, not WSI certified. Is there any other discussion at this time?
These two from Canton too.
Yep.
Is there any other discussion at this time? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And then, of course, we would need a motion to approve the June warrants.
I'll make a motion to approve the June warrants as presented.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the June warrants and payments thereof as presented. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We've got a letter here from Vicki Ahart, President of the Alcester American Legion Auxiliary. You can see it's for a burn permit. Basically, it's a flag retirement ceremony. They would like to do that at the Alcester Fairgrounds during the fair, August 5th at 6 p.m. And we would need a motion to allow that.
This is also open, if any of you or anyone in the public has a flag that is past its useful life, this is the proper way to dispose of them.
As a matter of fact, I was very pleased to see this because I do have quite a number of them that I do need to have taken care of.
I motion to approve one-time burn permit, American Legion Auxiliary Flag Ceremony, August 5th, 2021, at 6 p.m. Alcester Fairgrounds during Union County Fair.
Second.
Is that Brian? Second. Motion was made, whoops, and seconded to approve one-time burn permit for the American Legion Auxiliary Flag Ceremony. August 5th, 2021, 6 p.m. at the Alcester Fairgrounds during the Union County Fair. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And move on to the Alcester Community Center.
Siding is going up, the canopy is being built, a lot of work going on inside the building, a lot of wiring, plumbing. The asphalt of the parking lot and Park Street and 6th Street should be done within hopefully this week or the first part of next week. I still don't have a firm open date, but the next thing that will be happening is sheetrocking.
One of the members of the chamber was kind of leaning toward having a an event there, and it was, I can't remember the exact date, but I'm just gonna say September 15th. And I believe that she opted to change the venue because it's too questionable as to whether or not, so they are at least out that far, or they're thinking that it's probably gonna be
It will be
mid-ish September?
It'll be September, it's just a question of when.
Yeah, okay. Well, I'm sure that she probably wasn't interested in having it all fall through at the last minute, so why not change it right now? Looks good. It's gonna be very nice. I guess we will move on to the Fair Board. And Darla, you got any new news?
No, because last week that got changed till this week. But we had cleanup on Saturday, and it looks nice down there. The county has they paved the center of the fairgrounds. Put what do you call it, blacktop seal?
It's asphalt. They
Asphalt.
two full.
So that is
Yes.
very nice, the county did that. So, we know we've got, thanks to Brian's work and a few others, we got some $500 donations for the rodeo.
Good.
Nice.
So, we've gotten a few, so hopefully we'll find out a few more. So, just encourage people to go. I guess that's the biggest
Of course,
thing.
Of course,
Yeah.
it's too late to be doing this now, but do we know any more about the water situation there?
No, nothing has been done.
Decided?
with that.
Okay. Well, that needs to be addressed, but we'll get to that.
There doesn't seem to be any big water issues, so if it has to be hidden somewhere.
It's underground.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
because there's-
And right now, it could leak for a long time, and you wouldn't be able to see it
Yeah,
because it's so
yeah.
dry, it would just soak it all up.
Yeah.
But I believe it's all shut off unless it's in use, so.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's gonna be an expense
There
that we
is
will
gonna
have
be,
to.
I know there's a committee, Faye Hendricks is working with my mom. They're trying to bring back a booth about Alcester in itself that's going to be on display. So there's gonna be a few more things, not just fair related, that they're trying this year. So hopefully they'll work out.
You know, I think about that asphalt area, and then I think about the South Dakota State Fair in Huron and how, and that's where they put rides and things like that.
Yeah,
And, I mean, obviously, that's a pie in the sky kind of thing, but, you know, that would not be impossible
no,
after doing something like that, so. We'll just take the right support,
yep,
that's
right.
all. Well, good. Pretty excited.
What time was the parade again?
3:30.
3:30.
Yeah, 3:30 on Saturday.
That reminds me.
Then there's a pre-supper afterwards, and then the rodeo. So it's busy.
It's gonna be busy.
So at Custom Coils, we have on this table at work, I don't even know, 5, 6, I took pictures of every single one of them. Big banners and just regular 8.5 by 11 posters. And they all deal with the fair this
Yeah,
year.
yeah, I see you got a bunch out there. Brought 'em- And
Okay,
I
you got 'em
brought a
here?
bunch to
They're hanging
Hayward,
on the wall out there.
Hudson.
In the hallway.
Yeah,
How does a person get some of those?
well, they brought me some when I called and asked, so I brought some over to Hayward. But, yeah, you just call down to the extension office and they'll get you some.
Okay.
In fact, they'll be up Wednesday night, because that's when we have fair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I suppose. I mean,
And one of the gals that works down there actually lives up here, so she
Yeah.
drives back and forth every day.
the large one that has all of the information on it, I mean, it just looks absolutely amazing. Well, they're all very nice. I mean, they're the kind of thing that
Yep,
you should put them everywhere.
yep.
You should be all over the place. So, I'd like to get some. We'll have to talk about that. All right, is there anything else regarding the fair?
Maybe next time.
Yeah.
Well, then we can move on to number 17, and I don't know if it's needed right now, but we could go into executive session if necessary. Hear anybody clamoring for an executive session? Well, then, there's only one other thing to do, and that's number 18.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll second it.
Motion was made and seconded to adjourn the council. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And my official time is 6:55, 6:55.
Nice job.
It helps when legal.
Yeah, so it's,
One of the things I will bring to your attention is this sheet that I believe everybody got. However, you can see that nobody's name is in yellow. This is the finance office monthly spot check, and I don't believe that there necessarily are months ready for you to do.
Oh, every month, January through June
Okay.
is ready. I'm sorry I didn't highlight
Up
it.
to
but
June, okay.
I have all the statements through June, so.
So that's something to be aware of. If your name is on there and when you have not yet done one of those, you can anytime you can get,
This one, yes.
It's the shortest one we've had, so.
I know.
Okay.
you're gonna, the three of you are gonna have an interview, is that right?
tomorrow night.
Just a
Okay.
thought, so you
Yeah.
know.
Yep, that, I know.
Can I just ask you something?
Yes.
I didn't know if
And I asked him about that, and he said, whatever works. He said, give me at least a half hour to make sure I have clothes on.